All right, welcome into our second varsity game of the night. If you missed our earlier game, the Tabiona Tigers just defeated the Lady Badgers 46-43 in a great ball game against the number 1 and number 2 teams in the state. Let's see, over on the boys' side, I should have looked this up, but we got a lot going on with this tight turnaround. So let me pull up some stuff here for a second. So the Badgers come into this game with a record of 6-3. Tabiona Tigers come in with a 5-4 record. Right now in Region 20, the Wayne Badgers are the number 1 team in the region, Region 20. They're currently ranked number 4 in the state in 1A rankings, and Tabiona is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Tabiona comes in as the number 8 team right now. Once again, that game that just concluded, great game. Came right down to the last few seconds, and the Lady Tigers were able to hold on for a win. So we'll have one more here with the boys. Hopefully I'll have Coach Stevens up here to help me call this game. He's still in the locker room with the girls after that tough loss. So hopefully have him up here to help me call this boys game. So we're about 5 minutes from the starting lineups. We'll run some more ads and be back. All right, here we go, getting ready for the start of the varsity boys ball game between the Tabiona Tigers and the Wayne Badgers. Getting ready for the starting lineups over on the Tabiona side. Let's see, make sure I got these starters right. Yeah, okay, so over on the Tabby side, we got number 5, Case Thomas, number 11, Rocky Rhodes, number 12, Hunter Hamilton. Hamilton's just a freshman. Number 23, Strand Giles, and number 30, Carson Curry. All right, so the Badgers starting RJ Powell, Tristan Martinez, Blake Peterson, Trayson Brown, and Hunter Robbins. All right, welcome Coach Stevens. You hear me okay?
Yep, got you.
We'll let him call the game. And I've only got one paper, so we may not be able to do much for stats on this one. We'll have to rely on the board up front. Okay.
So the inbounds comes into the Badgers, dumps it over RJ, and RJ turns it over underneath. Giants comes away with the ball for the Tigers. He pulls up for 3 at the top of the key. No good, rebounded by Peterson. Peterson pushing the pace, comes up the middle. He kicks it over to RJ. RJ dumps it over to Martinez. Martinez pulls up for a long 2, no good, rebounded by number 11. That's Rhodes for the Tigers. Rhodes has the ball, left wing, kicks it back over to the Giants. Giants dumps it down to number 5, Thomas. Oh, I lost my thing. Thomas with the basketball, pulls up for 3, the left baseline, good. So Case Thomas for 3 points. Peterson kicks it over to Brown. Brown brings it back across top, gets it out to Robbins. Robbins dumps it into Martinez. Martinez turns around left hand, puts it up over number 11 and scores 2 points for Tristan Martinez. So Rhodes with the basketball on the left wing. Kicks it out to Giants. Giants dumps it down to 30. That's Curry. Curry waits for the offensive set, kicks it back out to Giants. Giants crosses over, guarded by Brown. Dumps it over to Thomas. Thomas takes it down the paint, goes up against Robbins, contested, no good. Rebounded by Peterson as he's bringing it back up across the timeline for the Badgers. Dumps it down to Brown. Brown pulls up for 3 in the corner. No good. Oh, and he got pushed. RJ got pushed out of bounds by number 30. That is Carson Curry. So that's probably going to be his first foul. Yep, number 30. So
yeah,
It'll be Badger basketball underneath.
That was pretty obvious under there.
Peterson sets the inbound for the Badgers and under their basket. Throws it out to RJ. RJ resets the offense, kicks it over to Brown on the right wing. Brown dumps it down to RJ. RJ looks into Martinez. Martinez gets up there by himself, goes up strong. Another 2 points for Tristan Martinez. So Rocky Rhodes, he's having a struggle with Martinez. He's just kind of using his weight and pushing him around down in there and getting him a nice look at the basket. So
yeah, Tristan's having his way.
that right there, number 11, that was Rhodes, takes it down in the inside, and he goes up contested by Robbins and doesn't get it. And Peterson tries to throw the ball down to Trayson Brown and throws it out of bounds. So it'll be Tigers basketball.
Trayson was wide open.
Thomas bringing the ball up across the timeline for the Tigers, dumps it over to Curry. Curry guarded by Robbins, waits for the offense. Number 5, Thomas pulls up for 3 points, Thomas. So that's 6 points for Thomas. He's got all the points for the Tigers this evening. So, ball bobbled around by the Badgers. Trayson Brown kicks it over to R.J. Powell. Powell dumps it down to Brown. Brown looks into Martinez, no good. He pulls up for 3 in the corner. No, off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Curry. Curry kicks it out to Thomas as he pushes the pace up on the right-hand side for the Tigers. Guarded by R.J. Gets stopped. Trayson Brown comes away with the steal, puts his arm in there and gets a nice little steal. Goes up hard, gets fouled. He gets hammered by number 23, I believe. That's going to be Stan Giles. Or that's, I think is it Giles? Giles. That's all right.
Stan Giles, yeah.
So that's his first foul. That's the second team foul for the Tigers. That'll put Trayson Brown on the line for 2. So the first free throw's up, no good, off the back of the iron. Trayson had a great steal down on that other end. They wouldn't make a pass, and he just put his hand in the way and grabbed it, and off to the races we went. And he's pretty quick to get down one end of the court to the other. Second free throw's up and good. Thomas comes across the timeline, dumps it over to Curry. Curry guarded by Robbins on the right wing. Waiting for the offense to come around. Gives it up to Rhodes. Rhodes dumps it over to Thomas. Thomas looking. Here they come back around. Number 21, that's Hunter Hamilton. Kicks it back out to Rhodes. Rhodes brings it back up top to the key. Dumps it back out to Giles. Giles guarded by Brown. 6 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Looking to shoot. Dumps it over to Thomas. Thomas pulls up. Back to Giles. Giles pulls up for 3. No. Rebounded Robbins. That was a great defensive stand by the Badgers there.
Yeah.
R.J. Powell with the ball on the right wing, dumps it over to Robbins. Robbins dumps it into Martinez. Martinez has his defender on his backside. Oh. Doesn't quite get it, gets his own rebound, goes back up, and good.
Got the roll on that one.
My word. Tristan playing pretty good to see that so far the start of this game. Give the Badgers a 1-point lead, 7-6. Curry pulls up for 3 on the baseline, no good. Rebounded by RJ. RJ kicks it out to Peterson. Peterson dumps it up to Robbins. Robbins hustles down there and gets hammered. So he caught the ball underneath the backboard, couldn't quite get his handle on it, and tried to jump backwards to shoot it and gets fouled by number 30.
I think Curry would have been okay there. Just let him go. He was too far under there to make anything happen, and he just more than he could take.
Yeah, I don't know if he could have got that. He was leaning back so far trying to get it around the backboard. So his first free throw's up, no good. Hard off the back iron. So Robbins, second free throw up, and good. So Rhodes brings it up across timeline for the Tigers, kicks it over to Giles. Giles dumps it down to Curry. Curry, he had number 5 wide open right there. Thomas looking to cut, not quite there. Dumps it over to Giles. Giles to Thomas. Resets the offense, rolling a 5 out look. Dumps it down to Thomas. Thomas pulls up for another 3 on that baseline, and good. He's just shooting right over the top of Trayson Brown, and he's got a pretty good looking shot. That's 9 points. All the points for the Tigers coming from Case Thomas. Tristan Martinez has the ball for the Badgers. Top of the key, gives it back to RJ. RJ dumps it over to Brown. Brown takes it down, dumps it into Tristan. He thought he got fouled, no call. And the Tigers come away with the basketball. So Giles comes across the timeline, dumps it over to Thomas. or to Rhodes, excuse me. Rhodes takes it back, guarded by RJ, dumps it over to Hamilton. Hamilton down to Giles. Giles behind the back dribble, dumps it out to Thomas. Thomas comes, guarded by Tristan Martinez this time. Gets it back out to Curry. Curry thought about a three for a second, no good. Tries to throw it over there, intercepted by Peterson. He's going to go coast to coast. Nice little right-handed layup for 2 points. Blake Peterson. That'll give the Badgers a 1-point lead, 10-9, 2:30 remaining here in the first period. So Giles with the basketball for the Tigers, kicks it over to Curry. Curry this time going to pull up for three. It's a little, and it's good. That thing looked a little bit like it wasn't going to get up over the rim and just snuck its way in there.
The Badgers have got to find an answer to that three-point shot.
Thank you.
Sorry,
RJ. Sorry, we just got handed some cookies.
We got caught napping.
We got distracted, but RJ Powell, he came around with 2 points for the Badgers there. Tied basketball game, 12-12. Curry with the basketball out on the right wing, dumps it over to Thomas. Intercepted again by Peterson. He's going to go down on the left hand this time. Goes up with his left hand, scores 2 points. Peterson. So Blake's kind of reading those passes out there on the cross top. Those guys are playing a 5-out look, and Blake's just kind of anticipating some of those passes, and he's got 2 of them now, so we'll see how it goes. Curry guarded a little closer by Robbins this time. He's not going to give him any chances to shoot that 3 anymore. So Curry with the basketball, kicks it over to Rhodes. Rhodes drives into the paint. Oh, he got hammered, but no call. Robbins comes away with the ball, kicks it up to Peterson. Peterson dumps it over to RJ. RJ hops up. And he picks up an offensive foul. So number 30 comes running down there. That's Carson Curry. He got into great position, and RJ tried to jump around him a little bit, but bumped him, picked up a foul.
Yeah, Curry was set up. He was set up down there for quite a while.
And that's RJ's second foul, so he's going to the bench. And
I think that's just his first.
Is that his first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
He got into foul trouble a little bit in the JV game.
So Jackson checks in for him. Giles brings the ball across the timeline for the Tigers, guarded by Trayson Brown. Comes back around to the right side, dumps it over to Curry, back to Giles. Giles dumps it to Thomas, looking inside. Dumps it into Rhodes. Rhodes goes up over Martinez. Martinez contests it, comes away with the rebound on the missed shot. So 48 seconds remaining here in the first period. Badgers up 2, 14-12. Blake Peterson with the basketball top of the key, dumps it over to Jackson. Jackson waits for the offense, dumps it into Robbins. Robbins contested pretty hard by Giles, dumps it over to Brown. Brown pulls up for 3, no. But Martinez there for the offensive rebound, put back. 2 more points, Tristan Martinez.
He's having an impressive game so far.
He's right spot, right time. So Thomas brings the ball up across the timeline for the Tigers, looking left side, kicks it over to the right, over here to Curry. Curry guarded by Robbins, 17 seconds remaining on the shot clock, dumps it into Thomas. Pass was just a little bit long. He couldn't quite handle that. Rhodes. I mean, gosh, I keep getting Rhodes and Thomas mixed up, but Rhodes couldn't quite handle that, turned it over. Badger basketball, we got 10 seconds remaining here in the first period. Blake Peterson kicks it out here to Jackson. Jackson dumps it into Robbins. Robbins goes up for a right-hander, and good. 2 points, Robbins. As Thomas inbounds, and he tries to throw a three-quarter court, no good. So after the first period, it's going to be the Badgers 18, Tigers 12. So getting set here, the second period of this ball game this afternoon. It's going to be the Tabiona Tigers basketball. They're down 4 points to the Badgers here. So Giles brings it over on the right-hand side, takes it crossed over in front of Trayson Brown, dumps it over to Rhodes. Rhodes waits for the offense, dumps it over to Thomas. Thomas back to Giles. Giles looking to go down the paint, kicks it over to Curry. Not a very good pass. Curry had to go down and get it. Back to Giles. Giles dumps it back down to Thomas. Thomas kicks to Hamilton, back to Thomas. Thomas takes it on the left-hand side, back up to Giles on the top of the key. He dribbles down, gives it to Hamilton. Hamilton comes back across and gives it to Rhodes. Rhodes going to go down the right-hand side, dumps it over to Curry, guarded by Robbins. 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock. He's going to go up and contest it. Robbins hammered him. Oh, so Robbins got a block on that and ended up getting a shot clock violation. So I thought they were going to call a foul there for a second, but called a shot clock violation. So there's a great defensive stand for right out of the gate for the Badgers. Blake throws it down the right-hand side to Jackson. Jackson kicks it back to Blake on the corner. Kicks it over to Trayson Brown. Trayson Brown takes it down the paint, dumps it up to Martinez. Martinez pulls up for 2, no good. Number 23, Giles, boxed out Robbins really well on that one, and the Tigers end up coming away with it. Rhodes has it. Looking for Curry, kicks it up to Thomas. Thomas takes it down left-hand side over to Giles. Giles guarded by Trayson Brown out on the left wing, brings it back across the top. Dumps it over to Curry. Curry can't get a handle on it. Dumps it back over. Tries to throw it back into Thomas. And then Blake Peterson, that same thing we just talked about. He's just anticipating that pass. Went and got it. Nice little 2-point bucket for him again.
He's reading those all day long.
Coach Gines wants to have a talk about it down here. So he's just reading their passes and then just going coast to coast, making a nice little easy layup.
This is a 30-second timeout. Yep.
So that 2 points of Blake Peterson's right there, that ended up giving the Badgers an 8-point lead right here early in the second period. Tabiona going to set the inbound. 6:42 remaining here in the second period, first half of this game. Badgers going to go full court press. Trayson Brown guarded Rhodes. Rhodes takes it up, dumps it to Thomas on the left wing. Thomas comes up the top of the key, pulls up for 2 and makes it. Man, that was right.
that was
a good shot by him. Puts in another 2 points for him. So Trayson Brown with the ball for the Badgers, kicks it over to Jackson. Jackson pulls up for 3. It's going to be short. Tries to go fight for the rebound and boxed out pretty good by Curry. Basketball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Tigers basketball. Rhodes inbounds to Thomas. Thomas dumps it up back to Rhodes. Rhodes takes down left-hand side, guarded by Jackson. He's going to go drive the paint. Goes up over the top of the 2 big men. Rylan Howell's checked in. So it went right up over the top of Rylan and right by Robbins for 2 points for the Tigers. Giving them, they're down 4 points. Trayson Brown tries to dump it into Robbins, bounce it off his shin bone. Robbins ends up coming away with it, gets it back to Jackson, back to Robbins. Robbins thought he got hammered.
A lot of contact right there.
The Tigers ended up having it. Number 5, Rhodes, or Thomas takes it down left-hand side. Trayson Brown came running around behind him and took it for him. Tristan Martinez going to check back in for Jackson. It's going to be Tiger basketball underneath their hoop. Giles sets in, bounce, dumps it out to Rhodes. Rhodes dumps it over to Thomas. Thomas guarded by Trayson Brown, back to Giles. Giles pulls up for 3, good. So Giles comes right in off the inbounds, comes right around the screen, pulls up for a nice little 3, gathered his feet, squared up, and hit a nice 3-pointer to bring him to within 1 point of the Badgers. Tristan Martinez pulls up for 3 on the left baseline, no good. Bounced right over the top of Robbins, and Thomas ends up coming away with the rebound. Thomas takes it down, dumps it over to Giles. Giles back over to Thomas, but him and Curry were in the same spot. And they ended up trying to tip that basketball out of there, and Robbins comes away with it, dumps it back out to Peterson. Peterson gives it to Martinez. Martinez looked at shooting another 3, thought twice about that, dumps it back out to Trayson Brown. Trayson back over to Robbins. Robbins back to Peterson. Peterson takes it down the paint, gets fouled right on the top of the key. So the ball's going to be underneath the basket. Did they give that to 21? So Hamilton.
Yeah.
So Hamilton picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And RJ checks back in for Hallows for the Badgers. And who checked in for Hamilton? Number 22. So 22 is Grawl. I don't know how to say that. I'll just call him Samuel. So we dumped that into Robbins. Robbins, they had a little mismatch on there. Didn't know who was guarding who. And Trayson Brown dumped it into Robbins for 2 points. Robbins. So Rhodes kicks it over to Giles, top of the key, guarded by Tristan Martinez, dumps it over to Thomas on the left wing. Thomas brings it up to the free throw line, pulls up for two, no good. Rebounded RJ Kau, dumps it out to Peterson. Peterson going to push the pace a little bit for the Badgers. Comes up across timeline, dumps it into RJ. RJ has Robbins if they give it to him. Robbins looks baseline, tries to dump it inside. And the ball was kicked a little bit. So Coach Jackson's hollering at to Hunter to go up and shoot that ball. He's got two guys on his back. He could go up and score that anytime. He tried to dump that into Martinez and ended up getting a kick ball by the Tigers. So the Badgers inbound it. Trayson Brown dumps it into RJ. RJ goes up, gets blocked by Rhodes, but he gets the ball back and dumps it back into Tristan Martinez. Martinez back to RJ on the left wing, dumps it up to Trayson Brown. Trayson thinks right, comes back left to RJ. RJ dumps it over to Tristan, and then we ended up getting a foul, offensive foul. He's saying that Robbins hooked him coming around off of that screen. So that's going to be Hunter's first foul. And we end up giving the ball back to the Tabiona Tigers.
It's only one foul apiece on each team in this quarter, pretty clean. Well, as far as calls anyway.
We've seen a few more, but we got a better angle, So Tigers have it. Rhodes has it up on the right wing, dumps it back over to Giles, skips it clear across to the left side. He hesitates, dribble right back to the top of the key. Looking for Rhodes. Rhodes takes it down. He's going to go up against Robbins. Pump fakes it, goes up and under. No good. Rebounded by Martinez. Martinez pushes it down to down to Blake. Blake dumps it over to RJ. RJ back to Tristan. Tristan looks into Robbins. Robbins going to go up and score. So Robbins, he did exactly what Coach Jackson told him that time. Just go right up over the top of him. He leaned back a little bit and got 2 points to give Robbins 7 for the first half of this basketball game. So Giles dumps it over to Curry, right wing. Curry guarded by Hunter Robbins, dumps it over to Thomas. Thomas back to Giles. Giles pulls up for a long three. Back iron, no good. Rebound of Robbins. Robbins kicks it out to Peterson. Peterson walks it up across the timeline to reset the offense for the Badgers. Peterson kicks it over to Brown. Brown dribbles, skips it over to RJ. RJ takes a dribble down short corner, pulls up for two. Long air ball, no good. Rebounded by Thomas. Thomas gets talked to by Coach Gines. Gines wants him to slow her down, dumps it over to Giles. Giles takes it up across the timeline, going to get a screen by Thomas. No, kicks it to Thomas on the top of the key. Guarded by Peterson, dumps it down to Rhodes. Rhodes hesitates, goes down baseline. Tristan Martinez come in from behind, and he kind of leaned into him and ended up picking up a foul. And he almost made the bucket, but he put him to the line for two. So Rocky Rhodes for the Tabiona Tigers, going to shoot 2 free throws. That's Tristan Martinez's first foul. Just kind of caught him off balance a little bit right there. Kind of burned him on the baseline, and he was just trying to recover.
What a great name, Rocky Rhodes.
Rocky Rhodes. Makes you want to have a little ice cream. First free throw up, and good. Jackson getting checked back in for the Badgers. Payton comes in for RJ. Rhodes sets for a second free throw, and it's up and good. So that'll give the Badgers a 3-point lead, 24-21, 2:33 remaining here in the second period. Jackson has the ball right wing, dumps it over to Peterson on the block, kicks it over to Trayson Brown. Trayson Brown is going to go up and dumps it underneath the backboard to Robbins. Robbins comes around and makes a nice 2-point bucket. So that's a great pass by Trayson Brown, comes around underneath the backboard, skips it around under the defense to get it to Robbins, and he end up capitalizing and making 2 points. In the meantime, we got Thomas with the basketball for the Tigers, dumps it over to Giles, top of the key. Back to Thomas. Thomas pulls up for a three. No. Rebounded by Curry. Right baseline. Dumps it back out to Thomas. Thomas guarded by Peterson. Through the leg dribble. Dumps it over to Giles. Giles pulls up for a long three. Once again, no good. Rebounded by Peterson. By Jackson.
Jackson came in there.
Peterson with the basketball. Kicks it over to Brown. Brown looks in for Tristan. Dumps it into Robbins. That's a great pass. Robbins pulls up over the top of him, scores 2 points. So he just jumps right up over the top of Rhodes. Giles tried to come over and help him, and he ended up grabbing that ball and then just jumping right up over the top of Giles and getting 2 points.
Yeah, there's nobody on that Tabiona team that can get that high. He's just kind of throwing his height around in there.
So Samuel pulls up for 3 for the Tigers. No good. Rebounded by Robbins. Comes it out to Peterson. Peterson sets up the offense. Kicks it over to the right side to Brown. Brown goes high post to Tristan Martinez. Martinez gets stopped by Curry, dumps it into Robbins, double teamed. Payton comes in on the left-hand side, shoots a right-hander and puts it up for 2. So that was a great play for the Badgers right there. They decoyed everybody on the 2 bigs on the right-hand side, and Jackson back cut. Nice little 2 points for him. Man, Rocky Rhodes comes right down the paint on the left-hand side, does a nice little floater right up over the top of Robbins for 2 points for him. So the Badgers have a 7-point lead, 35 seconds remaining here. Tristan Martinez, top of the key, 2-pointer good. Martinez 2 more, that's 10 for him tonight. 25 seconds remaining here in this first half of this basketball game for the Badgers. Giles has the basketball for the Tigers on the left-hand side, guarded by Martinez. Takes it, gives it up to Rhodes, top of the key, guarded by Brown. So we're going to want to go left. Gets it to Thomas. Thomas, 8 seconds remaining here. Thomas gets a screen off of Rhodes. Tries to go down to Giles on a back screen, and he was going to go for the back cut, and Rhodes wanted to throw it to him where he was, not where he was going. So it's going to turnover. It'll give the Badgers 3.8 seconds remaining here. See what they do with it right here. So Blake Peterson kicks it over to Tristan Martinez. Tristan Martinez takes a couple dribbles, back to the top of the key. Oh, just about had it. He took a couple dribbles, got it right over to the Badger claw and pulled up for 3 and just missed, just a hair short. So the score here at the halftime is going to be the Badgers 32 and the Tigers 23.
All right, we'll take a break for a minute, watch the cheerleaders, and we'll be back. All right, at the end of the half, getting ready for the start of the second half, I guess. It's the Tabiona Tigers here in the Wayne Badgers. We've got the Badgers on top, 32-23, and a pretty fast-paced game. It's gone by pretty quick. I guess we're a little over half an hour into this one. Badgers using their size to get up and over some of these smaller players on the Tabiona side. Meanwhile, for the Tigers, their three-point shots have been their bread and butter. Should have been keeping track of how many they've hit, but which one was it? Case Thomas had hit like 3 straight there at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, and he's got 11 points here this first half. So, oh no, that's number 5. Yeah, Thomas. He's got 11
Case
points.
Thomas. He's got 9 on those first 3.
Yeah, those first 3 threes. Then he did that pull up at the free throw line. Remember that was like kind of.
Oh yeah, that's that little goofy floater.
So Badgers are going to have the basketball here to start the second half of the basketball game. Robbins inbounds it to Peterson. Peterson comes up across the timeline, dumps it over to Brown. Brown kicks it back over to the right wing to RJ. RJ dumps it into Robbins. Robbins had 2 people on him. He kicks it back to RJ. RJ goes up for 2, no good. Rebounded Robbins. He puts it back for 2 more points for Robbins. So that's his 15th point maybe?
13
for him tonight. So they just need to keep giving him the basketball. Now it looked like Coach Giants was going to try to double team him every time he touches it. So we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, we got Thomas with the basketball, dumps it into Rhodes. Rhodes goes up against the big man, no good. Rebounded by Tristan Martinez. Martinez pushes it out to Peterson. He pushes the pace a little bit, dumps it over to RJ on the left wing. RJ dumps it into Martinez. Martinez looks, Trayson Brown was backdoored wide open right there. Didn't quite get it to him. But he kicks it back out to Robbins. Robbins pulls up for a long 2, just above the free throw line, so another 2 points for Robbins, giving him 15. Giles comes up with the basketball, dumps it over to Rhodes. Rhodes goes back to Giles. Giles over to Thomas. Thomas pulls up for 3. Good. That's the same place he had it last time, was over there. Those 3, that's the same spot that he likes on the floor last time. 3 threes on that other end, and now he's going to get started on this side. So the Badgers have a 10-point lead here. 6:56 remaining in the third period. Coach Giants will have to have a timeout. So some of these, we got a bunch of sponsors here we could like to go over right here at this timeout. We got about 20 seconds. We got Franson and Albrecht Physical Therapy, Blackburn Propane. We got Tug Energy and Howie's. We also have Grundy Concrete, Royals Market, Garcane Power, and GJ Electric with Papa Ducks also supporting us. So we appreciate all those sponsors, everything that they do for these communities and for these kids here, and we appreciate their business being here in the Valley. So the Badgers have the basketball here. Blake Peterson brings it up across the timeline. Guarded by Curry. Curry dumps it over to Jackson, who checked back in. Jackson dumps it down into Tristan Martinez. He comes away. He goes up for a shot, gets swatted out of there, and Giles comes away with it for the Tigers. He brings it up across the timeline, guarded by Brown, brings it down the left-hand side. Goes back to the right-hand side to Rhodes. Rhodes through the leg dribble, gets guarded by Martinez, gets it at the free throw line. Looking for Giles, no good. Kicks it over to number 21, Hamilton. Hamilton couldn't quite get the handle off it and throws it out of bounds for a turnover for the Tigers. Blake Peterson kicks it over to the left-hand side of Jackson as he dumps down to the baseline. Looks for a 3, pulls up, no good, takes it in, looks in, dumps it into Robbins. Robbins gets it knocked out of his hands on his way up, but Tristan Martinez comes away with it and puts it up for 2 points. So 2 more points for Martinez. That's 12 for him this evening. Great game for him. Meantime, Giles has the basketball, kicks it over here to Curry. Curry pulls up for 3, left baseline, no good. Tristan Martinez gets the high rebound on the air ball, kicks it out to Peterson, and he brings it up across the timeline. 5:52 remaining here in the third period as Jackson has the basketball, kicks it over to Blake Peterson for a 3. Good. Blake Peterson, 3 points on the left-hand side. Give that assist to Peyton Peterson, or Peyton Jackson. Peyton Peterson. That's twice I've called him Peterson. He's going to be pissed. So Thomas pulls up for a long 3 at the top of the key. No good. Rebounded by Rhodes. Rhodes takes it up into the big man. Does an up and under. No good. Rebounded Robbins. Robbins kicks it over to Peterson. Peterson pushes up the pace, across the timeline, dumps it over to Brown on the right wing. Dumps it back to Peterson. Peterson into Robbins. Robbins double teamed, kicks it out to Brown. Brown takes it over, kicks it to Jackson. Jackson wide open. Martinez, top of the key, back to Peterson. Peterson for three, good. So great ball movement by the Badgers on that. Swung it around a couple times, got the defense of the Tigers out of position. Peterson pulls up for a nice 3 points to give him 12 points in the night. Curry dumps it over to Giles. Giles kicks it over to Rhodes. Rhodes dumps it down to Hamilton. Hamilton guarded by Jackson, dumps it over to Thomas. Thomas is guarded on the right wing by Peterson. Takes a dribble, going to go down into the paint, up against the big man and gets fouled. So he goes up against him, but I think he got fouled by Blake maybe from behind. So that'll put him to the free throw line for 2 for the Tigers.
They gave that one to Payton.
Payton?
Yeah.
So Payton, that's his first foul. That's the first team foul for either team. As Thomas sets to shoot his first free throw. And it's hard off the back iron, no good. So Samuel, man, I wish I could pronounce his last name. Gale, maybe?
Grail.
He checks in for the Tigers. And also RJ Pau checks back in for the Badgers. So Thomas, second free throw up and bounces off the front iron, good. So that gives him 15 points for the night on that free throw. As RJ has the basketball, right wing, dumps it over to Martinez. Martinez back to Peterson in the bottom baseline, no good. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson kicks it out to Martinez. Martinez thought about a three. No good. He's going to take it down the right-hand side. Back to Peterson. Peterson's going to take it in the paint. Gets caught for a travel. So he tried to step through to do kind of just a shot, but the Tigers pinched him off and ended up picking up a traveling call for a turnover for the Badgers. So here with 4:29 remaining in the third period, we got the Badgers 44 and the Tabiona Tigers 27. And we got Rhodes with the basketball up on top of the key, dumps it over to Thomas. Thomas looking for Giles. Giles has it, guarded by Martinez, dumps it over to Curry. Curry fumbles it, and then he gets caught for a travel. Yeah, so he bobbled it for just a minute and ended up trying to get his feet like he was going to tip over and got caught traveling. So back-to-back turnovers here.
Little stutter step.
Blake Peterson with the basketball for the Badgers. Kicks it over to the right wing to Peterson. Peterson into Martinez. Martinez gets bumped a little bit, kind of off balance, no call. Shoots an air ball, rebounded by Thomas as he brings it back up the court for the Tigers. Kicks it over to Giles. Giles hesitates, takes it top of the key, back to Thomas for three, no good. Rebounded Martinez. Martinez gets it back out to Peterson for the Badgers as they go back up across the timeline. So Coach Jackson wants to have a timeout. So 3:48 remaining here in the third period. 44 for the Badgers, 27 Tigers. So going over some more of our sponsors. So we'd like to thank Lowell Builders Supply, Brown Brothers Construction, also Whispering Sands Motel, and Duke's Slick Rock Grill and Stan's Burger Shack down to Hanksville. Appreciate all those guys and everything that they do for us. We'll just go down through some more of these. Harward and Reese, Fillmore Plumbing, Bryan Farm Service Center, Jackson Excavation, Christina Brown Designs. We got Cliffle Ball, the Chuck Wagon down to Torrey. Their store in Delhi, and we got State Bank of Southern Utah, Jorgensen's, and M&D Auto, also with Blackburn Recreation. So we appreciate all these sponsors and everything that they're doing for us, and we sure do appreciate having them here and having the services that they give for us. Give them a big shout out anytime you have an opportunity. Say thanks. So appreciate them. The Badgers are going to have the basketball right in front of their own bench. Robbins set to inbounds. 3:48 remaining here in the third period. Tries to kick it out to Peterson. It's deflected by number 22. That's Samuel. And Peterson ends up getting it back. Kicks it down to Jackson. Jackson back to Peterson. Peterson looks into Robbins. Robbins guard at the high post. Kicks it over to RJ. RJ looking for Martinez. Not there. Back to Robbins. Top of the key. Over to Jackson. Jackson dumps that down into Peterson. But the Badgers get called for 3 seconds. So you can hear a couple people in the crowd hollering 3 seconds, and sure enough, as soon as they say that, the referee sees it and calls it. But that's okay. That's what we're here for, right?
Yep.
So Rhodes kicks it over to Giles. Giles takes the top of the key, back to Thomas. Thomas guarded by RJ, dumps it over here to Samuel. Samuel back to Giles. Giles guarded by Peterson, top of the key, kicks it on the right wing over to Rhodes. Oh, he got away with the double dribble. But he pulls up, goes up over the top of Martinez, and ends up getting 2 more points. So that's 8 points for him for the evening. Rhodes, Peterson, double team, kicks it over to RJ, back to Robbins. Robbins dumps it into Peterson. Oh, dang. I mean, it's Jackson. That's 3 times. Sorry, Peyton. Jackson had that baby wide open for a layup, and he was looking at the basket before he caught the basketball. Now he's getting subbed out for Brown. So. Coach Jackson is like, hey, catch the ball first. So Giles with the basketball, kicks it over to Rhodes. Rhodes dumps it up over to Thomas. Thomas guarded by Peterson. Back to Giles, top of the key, drives in, no good, looking for Rhodes. Rhodes guarded, back to Thomas. Thomas goes up against 2 of them, guarded by RJ. RJ goes up. He was in pretty good position, but ended up just hitting him on the arm for a foul. I think they might have caught him on the left hand, holding onto his hip as he's going up on the right side. Either way, he picks up a foul. That'll put Thomas on the free throw line for two for the Tigers. So Case Thomas, first free throw's up and good. Looks like he's going to get set up to do a full court press here. Gets the bigs out and brings some of those faster guys up front. So Thomas, second free throw up, no good off the front of the yard, got rebounded by RJ. RJ kicks it over to Peterson. Peterson's going to get full court pressure by 2 guys. Takes it down the right-hand side, dumps it to Martinez. Martinez might have got away with the travel, kicks it over to Brown. Brown dumps it into Robbins, no good. Pretty low pass for a big, tall guy to try to bend down and catch that, but Thomas ends up coming away with it for the Tigers. Kicks it over to Giles. Giles comes off there, gets it back into Rhodes. Rhodes goes up, blocked by Martinez, and Robbins comes away with the basketball, gets it back out to Blake Peterson. Blake Peterson tries to cross it over, and it gets tipped by number 22. That's Samuel Graul. Yeah, Samuel did it. So it'll be Badgers basketball. 2:14 remaining here in the third period. Robbins inbounds to Peterson. Peterson takes it up across the timeline. Guarded by, he tries to drive into 3 different guys and got bailed out on a foul called. So I think Blake was, had 3 guys on him, a couple guys open somewhere. He tried to dribble down in through there, and they end up fouling.
Well, he got him. Say it was 21.
So that's Hunter Hamilton. RJ with the basketball, top of the key, pulls up short, no good. Rebounded by Thomas for the Tigers as they come back down. 2 minutes remaining here in the third period. Thomas kicks it over to Giles. Giles dribbles, top of the key, guarded by Martinez, back to Thomas. Thomas looking for Rhodes, back to Giles. Giles guarded by Brown on the left wing, back to Rhodes, back to Thomas. Thomas comes into Giles. Giles top of the key, behind the back dribble, no good. Dumps over here, number 22, that's Samuel. Samuel pulls up for 3, no good. Rebounded RJ, dumps it out to Robbins. Robbins goes down to Brown. Brown goes up hard for a nice little, if he'd have taken maybe one more dribble, he might have got a little closer to the backboard, but he gets fouled in the meantime. Going to go for 2 free throws. So number 23, that's Stan Giles. He picked up his second personal foul. That's the second team foul for the Tigers as Trayson Brown comes to the free throw line. First basket up and good.
Happy to see Trayson back in the lineup after that game a week or so ago where he went up and came down hard on that ankle and rolled it. And being just a sprain, could have been a lot worse.
Second free throw's up and good for Trayson. So Rhodes comes up across the timeline, guarded by Brown, comes back in, dumps it over to Thomas. Thomas guarded by Peterson, back to Giles. Giles pulls up for 3, top of the key, no good. Rebounded by Martinez. Martinez dumps it over to Peterson. Peterson guarded by Hamilton, goes up, crosses him over, takes it to the top of the key, guarded hard by him, dumps it over to RJ on the right wing, back into Martinez, back to Peterson at the bottom of the baseline. He comes back in to the inside, pulls up for 2, no good. Rebounded by Thomas for the Tigers as he brings it up across the timeline. Dumps it over to Giles on the left wing. Giles is going to go down into the paint. Kicks it back out here to Hamilton. Hamilton pulls up for 3, good. So he shot that one right up over the top of Hunter Robbins. So that's 3 points for him. Blake Peterson gets kind of stumbled up on it. Grabbed that thing behind, like with his legs. Somehow got it over to Martinez, and now they're dumping it back into Robbins, and that's where they need to be going. Get that basketball back down into Robbins. Robbins goes up. He's going to get fouled by number 23. That should be his third personal foul. Put Robbins on the, yep, so number 23, that's going to give Giles his third personal foul and put Robbins on the line for 2. So Robbins' first free throw's up and good. Rylan Hallows checked in. He's going to check in for Hunter right here in just a second as soon as he makes this second free throw. So Hunter's second one's up and good, and Rylan Hallows will check in for him. Give him a little bit of breather here. 37 seconds remaining here in the third period. Badgers up 48-33 as Giles inbounds to Thomas for the Tigers. Kicks it back over to Giles on the left-hand side. Drives it back up on top of the key. Takes it down to the right wing looking for number 11. Rocky Rhodes is down in there guarded by Trayson Brown. Posted up and no good, and RJ comes away with it. He didn't quite know what to do with it, if he should go to the rack or dump it over, and gets caught traveling. 3
purple uniforms right there where he wanted to go, I think, and so he kind of got flustered a little bit.
Yeah, tried to throw it back over to Peterson and ended up getting a turnover. So Rocky Rhodes has the ball, kicks it back over to Giles. Giles back to Rhodes. Rhodes guarded by Brown. Top of the key. Takes it down the right-hand side, going to spin, come back in, going up over Martinez. Martinez just goes up nice and straight, but he gets his own rebound. Misses the second one, and Ryland comes away with that rebound this time. So the Badgers did pretty good right there that last couple possessions for the Tabiona Tigers. And at the end of the third period, it's going to be the Badgers 48 and the Tigers 33. So it's going to be Tigers basketball here at the start of the fourth period. The Tigers come in with Giles, Thomas, Rhodes, Hamilton, and Sam.
And Sam.
So Thomas with the basketball for the Tigers, top of the key. Kicks it over to Rhodes on the left-hand side. Rhodes gets a screen by Giles, takes it down the baseline, goes up contested, and ends up picking up the foul and making the basket. So
that was on Martinez.
23.
Oh, no, they gave that one to Payton.
Payton? Was he even down there?
I don't think he's even down there, was he? You know what? He gets fouls underneath it, and then he's back up the back court so quick.
You don't even know he was down there. So he picks up that foul. That puts Rhodes on the free throw line for and one and makes it. So Martinez inbounds to Peterson. Peterson back to Martinez. They're going to do a full court press, man press. Trayson Brown with the ball on the left-hand side. Kicks it over to Martinez. Back to Peterson. Resets the offense at the top of the key. Back to Jackson on the right wing. Jackson looking for the bigs. He's got Rylan Hallows buried down in there. Gets it up to Martinez. Martinez goes up. Kind of an off-balance shot. No good. Rebounded by Thomas for the Tigers, and Thomas is going to bring it back down up across the floor, give it to Giles. Giles guarded by Rylan Hallows, top of the key. Kicks it back down into Rhodes. Rhodes does a nice little fake and spins right around Martinez. That was a pretty quick move on his part. Got right to the rack for 2 points. In the meantime, the Badgers get the ball taken away as they go across the timeline. Now he's coming back down. So Rhodes gets a nice pass from Thomas, goes up and hesitates, goes right into Blake. I believe that was Blake, right? Into 11. Oh, so who was that? Tristan?
Oh, yeah, they give it to Blake.
So as soon as, he goes kind of right up into him, hesitated right up into him, and he ends up making the basket for another and one to bring the Tabiona Tigers to within 8 and an opportunity to get it within 7 on this free throw. So Rhodes, second free throw. It's up and good. So they're going to continue with this full court press. Peterson gets it over to Robbins. Robbins back to Peterson. Peterson's just going to take it himself. He says, I'm tired of this. Kicks it back out to Martinez. Martinez over to RJ on the left wing. RJ back to Peterson, top of the key, back to RJ. RJ looking for the big man inside, no good. Skips it over to Trayson Brown. Trayson Brown pulls up for three and good. 3 points, Trayson Brown. So that was good patience right there on the side, the behalf of the Badgers. Moved that around a couple times. He got Trayson Brown wide open for a nice 3-point bucket. Meantime, Thomas kicks it over to Giles for the Tabiona Tigers. Giles pulls up at the top of the key, no good. Rebounded Robbins. Robbins kicks it over to Peterson. Peterson pump fakes and takes off and just beats these guys across the timeline. Kicks it over to Martinez on the left hand side. Back to Trayson Brown. Kind of a hot pass. Good thing Trayson caught it. Got it back to Peterson. Peterson's going to go up. Takes 2 giant steps. Does the wrap around those guys and throws it up right-handed for 2 more points for Blake Peterson. Thomas kicks it over to Rhodes. Rhodes just about had it taken away by Peterson. Oh, and Peterson ended up fouling him, and I don't think he touched him, but he touched the basketball, and the referee that was behind him ended up calling a foul, and I guess he was just inside the 3-point line because they're only going to give him 2 free throws on that deal. Oh, now they're correcting it to 3. So Rhodes has got 3 free throws here. First one is up and good. Bounces all the way around the rim. Falls in. So now the referees are getting together because one referee thought that he was shooting a 2 and one thought he was shooting a 3.
I saw him right there. He just said, are you sure that was a 3?
So they're giving him 3. So this is his second. So Rhodes' second free throw is also good. He's using all the rim on all these. That's his 18th point. So doing pretty good tonight. The third one up and no good. Rebounded by Martinez. And then number 22 ends up picking up a foul on that thing, Sam. Martinez kind of threw him on the ground, but he ended up picking up the foul for the Tabiona Tigers.
And Sam, he's just a freshman. You can kind of tell, look at him. He's not very old.
He's working hard, though. He's doing good.
He's doing a lot of good things in there with those older kids.
Yeah. Peterson gives the ball up to RJ on the left wing. Back to Peterson, top of the key. Peterson takes it down the right-hand side, pulls up over the top of the defenders. No good. Rebounded by Giles. Giles pushes the pace for the Tabiona Tigers up across the timeline. Nobody's guarding him, but Coach Gines wants to have a timeout. So we got 5:40 remaining here in the ballgame. Badgers are up 53-43. So up 10 for the Badgers here with 5 minutes remaining in the game. So we'll see what Coach Gines wrote up here after this timeout. You know, the Badgers, the last little bit, this press that the Tabiona Tigers have been doing, they've just been beating it with the dribble. So we'll see what happens here on this next possession that the Badgers have if Coach Gines has adjusted the full court press to see if they can stop that dribble. In the meantime, we got the Tabiona Tigers basketball. Thomas has the ball up on top of the key, gets a screen by Curry. Curry dumps it over to kicks it over here to Giles. Tristan Martinez tried to come through a screen and just knock somebody down on their can and ends up picking up a foul. So that's his second foul. So Tabby inbounds it over here to Thomas. Thomas kicks it up to Rhodes. Rhodes looking back for Giles. Giles pulls up for 3 of the baseline. No good. Rebounded by Thomas. Thomas guarded by Robbins. Kicks it back out to Giles. Giles going to pull up for another three. And no good again. And Thomas comes away with another offensive rebound. Kicks it back out to Giles. Martinez had his hand on that one this time. Thomas pulls up for three. No good. Rebounded by Peterson. So Peterson ends up getting that rebound. Then it's getting a little chippy out there. Dumps it into Robbins. Robbins goes up for two. Good. So I think Blake ended up throwing number 22, Sam, down on the ground, and the crowd didn't quite like that. And no call fouled, no foul called. So the Badgers go down and have an easy bucket to Robbins. In the meantime, RJ gets tangled up right there with Thomas and ends up getting a jump ball.
He was pretty quick on that whistle. I thought
that was pretty fast.
It was a pretty good takeaway. I guess the Badgers come up with it regardless.
So Blake Peterson has the ball, kicks it up to Robbins across the timeline. Robbins holds it up there for a minute, back to Peterson. The Tabiona Tigers slide back into their regular defense. Tristan Martinez has it on the right side, kicks it out to RJ. RJ over to Brown. Brown back to Peterson on the top or down to the baseline to Brown. Brown back to Martinez. Martinez kind of, I don't know if that was a pass or it was just kind of a missed pass. Throw it behind his back to RJ. RJ grabbed it, shot two, and no good. Rebounded by Giles. Giles pushes it down up to Sam. Sam pulls up for three. No good. Rebounded Martinez for the Badgers. And Blake Peterson's going to slow it down. So Blake gets double teamed, passes it down to RJ. RJ pulls it into Robbins. Robbins does a fadeaway. And that was ended up, so like he jumped about 2 feet backwards and the ball was about 2 feet short. So Thomas has the basketball, brings it up across the timeline. He gets fouled by RJ Pau. That's going to put him on the free throw line. So Thomas is going to come to the free throw line with 4 minutes remaining here in the game. Badgers up 55-43.
Badgers will be in the penalty for the next 4 minutes.
Yeah. Coach Jackson wants to have a 30-second timeout. Talk about it for a minute. Kind of interesting when you look down here, you got both sets of cheerleaders. They're all wearing purple. The whole building in here is wearing purple, so it's kind of nice. You got Tabby fans wearing purple and Badger fans wearing purple, and there's a kind of a pretty full building. There's a lot of fans from Tabiona here, a lot of fans from Wayne. We sure do appreciate them coming out here to support these athletes.
Yeah, quite a few. It's always fun. This has kind of been an annual thing. Last several years we go up there, then they can't come back here over Christmas break, and it's made for some pretty fun ball games over the last several years.
Yeah, it's good times, and it's always fun when you go with the boys and the girls, so then you have some support. You know, usually when you go there, you have lots of family and friends come and follow the boys and the girls, but it's nice to have each other's fans there supporting the boys or the girls, you know.
Yeah, well, and as a parent and a fan, it's fun to go watch, especially when you go clear to Tabiona. It's a long way to Tabiona, and so it's fun to be able to go watch more than one ball game.
So Thomas is going to have some free throws here for the Tabiona Tigers. Thomas is sitting with 16 points tonight. His free throw is up. Good. So Thomas, second free throw. Up and long off the back line, rebounded by Martinez. Martinez has got to have a double-digit rebounding. Peterson has it, kicks it out to Martinez. Martinez looks into Robbins, no good. Kicks it over to Peterson. Peterson down to Brown on the right wing. Brown takes it back to the top of the key, kicks it over to RJ. RJ on the left wing, back to Brown. Badgers just going to run their offense for a few minutes. Peterson has it on the right side, looking for Robbins. Robbins wide open. Skips it over to RJ. RJ into Martinez. Martinez into Peterson. Peterson takes it up hard. Does an up and under. No good. Rebounded by number 11, Rhodes, as he brings it down the other end of the court. And Blake ended up tipping it from behind, and he missed that. Got a handle at it, missed the free throw, or missed the layup, and Badgers end up getting a rebound out of the deal, and Peterson has the basketball, kicks it over to RJ. Coach Jackson's trying to get the referees to help him out on some foul calls, but not going to happen. Martinez with it, kicks it over to RJ. RJ takes it down the left wing, and there's a foul called. So that's a foul called on Sam. How many is that on him? That'll be 2 on him. The Badgers will end up having the basketball underneath their basket. So Hamilton checks back in for Sam. He comes out to, fans give him a pretty good ovation. So Peterson set the inbounds, dumps it out to RJ at the top of the key. RJ back over to Brown, skips it across, back to RJ. RJ on the left-hand side over to Peterson. Peterson into into Tristan. Tristan over to Brown. Brown dumps it into Robbins. Robbins goes up strong against two people, misses the first one, gets the second one, no good. Peterson comes away with the offensive rebound, puts it back. So the Badgers had a couple opportunities right there. Robbins with 2 and Peterson with 1. Would come away with 2 points out of the deal. 57-44 is the score here with 2:40 remaining in the game. Curry for the Tigers has the ball down, takes it back up to the top, gets it up to Rhodes. Rhodes dumps it over to Giles. Giles fakes like he's going to shoot a 3, kicks it over to Thomas. Thomas gets it taken away. I think RJ got a tip on it, but Blake comes away with it, goes coast to coast, puts it up for 2 more points. Blake Peterson. That's 18 points for Blake. Giles with the basketball, top of the key, guarded by Martinez, dumps it over to Thomas. Thomas pulls up for a long 3, no good, rebounded Robbins. Robbins is guarded by Hamilton, kicks it over to Peterson. Peterson's bumps it over to Robbins, gets it across the timeline, over to Martinez on the right wing. Martinez kicks it over to Brown. Coach Jackson's telling him to pull it out and run some time. So RJ dumps it into Martinez, takes it down the paint, does a nice little right-handed, kind of a baby hook shot, floater. I don't know what you call that, but
that was a really nice move by Tristan.
That gives him 14 points for the night. In the meantime, Rhodes comes down on the other end, shoots up a 3, no good. And that basket, that shot off of Rhodes comes off the rim, runs up and hits the shot clock. So turnover, and Badgers will end up having it. Tigers looking to do their full court press. RJ with the basketball, kicks over to Martinez in the middle, back to Brown on the right-hand side. Peterson at the top, over to RJ on the left wing. RJ brings it back to the top of the key, kicks it over to Brown on the right side. Brown brings it back to the top of the key, back to RJ on the left. RJ dumps it into Martinez, back to Peterson. Peterson takes it down the baseline, going to go up strong, gets a nice little screen by Robbins, goes up hard and got hammered. So that's going to put Blake Peterson on the line for 2. That's only his first foul for Thomas. So Thomas has been playing a pretty good basketball game. He's got 17 points, but that's his first foul. Peterson, in the meantime, free throws up and no good. Got one more coming. Minute 19 remaining. Badgers are up 61-44. Peterson, second free throw up and good. Rhodes gets the basketball for the Tigers, comes down the right-hand side, guarded by Peterson. Rhodes dumps it over to Thomas. Thomas guarded by RJ. Thomas dumps it into Giles. Giles pulls up at the right elbow, no good. Rebounded by Robbins. Robbins kicks it over to Peterson. Peterson pump fakes and goes around him. Goes around Curry, goes around to Hamilton, dumps it into Robbins. I think he was going to go to RJ, and Robbins just skied up there and grabbed that pass, stole it from him. So Brown has the basketball on the right wing, 55 seconds remaining here in the ballgame. Dumps it down into Robbins. Robbins gets triple team. He got hammered, and he wanted one, but no call there.
And
Thomas comes away with it, dumps it out to Rhodes, right side, back to Thomas. Thomas pulls up for 3, had RJ in his face that time, and no good, but Rhodes ends up getting it, and then poor RJ, man, he is always like in the wrong place at the wrong time. Coach Jackson's wondering why they're getting the fouls called down here, and it's not happening down there. But either way, that's going to put Rhodes on the free throw line, shooting 2 free throws for the Tabiona Tigers. First free throw's up, no good. He's shooting 3 free throws on this deal. So first one's up, no good. Trayson Brown's hanging out down there all by himself on the other end of the floor. I don't know if they've seen that, but the second free throw is also no good. And Coach Gines is going to sub in 5 for 5 right here. So he's going to pull out all of the starters, put in a bunch of young guys in here. Let's see if we got any of these guys' numbers in here. So number 13 is Brendan Rhodes comes in. Number 24 is Carson Saunders. Number 10 is Brennan Jensen. And then number 1 is Drayson Allred. And then Sam comes back in as well. So a whole set of 5 right here for the Tabiona Tigers. 37 seconds remaining for the Badgers as they inbound down here. Blake Peterson drives up across the half court, gets it over to Martinez, top of the key. Peterson has it, dumps over to RJ on the left wing, back to Peterson. They're just going to be content. There's 2-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. So we'll have to at least go attempt a shot before a violation. Martinez does decide he'll go do it. Puts it up there, no good. Gets his own rebound, takes it up, and good. So Martinez comes away with an offensive rebound and 2 points to give the Badgers a 64-45 lead. So Rhodes ends up getting it taken away. Tristan Martinez going to go up for a dunk. Misses. He wanted that so bad. That would have been the first dunk in here. Then he had it wide open for about 1 second remaining. Goes up and throws it off the backboard, and the whole freaking backboard's still rocking over there. So the Badgers come away with the win on this great ball game this afternoon. Badgers come away 64-45.
So yeah, a bunch of great basketball games. We've had 5 ball games in the building today. It's been some great basketball. I want to thank Tabiona Tigers for traveling. Again, it's a long way, especially this time of year. And so we wish them a safe trip home. And yeah, thanks for coming. On the schedule this week, the boys' next game will be Saturday. Is it Saturday or Friday? I think it's Saturday. Let me look at my calendar.
I know the girls for sure is on. We go to Altamont on Friday, and we're looking to try to figure out a second game while we're up there. So the girls for sure are playing Altamont on Friday, and we'll see what happens on Saturday.
Yeah, so the boys. So the girls will be in Altamont Friday. We got wrestling. It's the Winter Classic over at SVC Friday and Saturday, and then the boys are back here at home on Saturday against Providence. Is that what I say? Providence Hall. And I'm not sure what time that game starts. They haven't given me a time yet. So just as far as the broadcast goes, just subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch the channel, and I think it might be just the same, like the 4, 5:30, and 7. But
and Paisley's been doing pretty good at putting all their stuff on Instagram too. So if you follow the boys basketball team on Instagram, you can get those times from her as well.
Yeah. So yeah, once again the Badgers with a pretty convincing win over the Tigers, and the Lady Badgers lose a tough one by 3 in the prior game, and both those teams are going to be neck and neck, I think, down to the end of the season. Should be fun to watch this second half of the season as it starts to unfold. So I want to wish everybody happy holidays. Hope you've had a great Christmas, great holiday season, and we'll be back for our next broadcast on Saturday. So